Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have with us today former India cricketer and world record holder in catches, Mr. Yajurvindra Singh, who has played alongside Chetan Chauhan ji, who recently expired. We had a sad news of Chetan Chauhan ji's death in the last week, as well as we had another news of MS Dhoni's retirement. So we are going to speak to Shri Yajurvindra Singh ji about these two events. Sir, good afternoon from Sportsnasha. We welcome you once again.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Nice always to be.
Yeah. Thank you. Sir, my first question to you is about what was your first reaction about Chetan Chauhan's demise? Very sad news last week.
Yeah, Chetan was a very, very close friend of mine, and we played a lot of cricket together. And it was heartbreaking. It was when I heard the news, I just couldn't believe it because I knew he was not well, but I had got a message from him just about 10 days before that to say he was improving, and one didn't expect such a eventful happening. And it was really sad. It was very, very sad. For me, I've lost a very close friend.
Yeah. Sir, why basically we are asking you about Chetan Chauhan ji specifically is that you have played alongside him in Maharashtra. You are captain, and I think he played with you a lot of cricket in Maharashtra. Also, you must have played with him at international level. And
Yes.
So we would like you to say what special you found in him when you played with him in Maharashtra.
See, more than that, again, just going back a bit, I met him just 2 years ago, and we were felicitated, both of us, by our old college, Varia College. Lifetime achievements is what we both got, and we had a wonderful 2 days together. And so, for us, for me, basically, when I first joined Varia College in 1970, naturally, Chetan Chauhan was already a test cricketer, and he was practicing at the net, and he used to practice daily at the Varia College net because his coach was Kamal Bhandarkar, and so was Kamal Bhandarkar, our coach at the college. So we used to interact with him on a daily basis, and so that's one area that he was. He was a test cricketer. We were just junior cricketers. You know how it happens. Just about a college cricketer. And you look up to him, and he was so easy to get along with, and he would come and sort of tell us about what it was like to play at that highest level. He would come and advise us, and he would help us, and he would field with us, and it was always it was such a boost to us. So that's where we first came together. Then we played, as you know, for Maharashtra together. He was our senior batsman, getting a lot of runs. But we also played club cricket together for Vilas Club in Pune.
Okay.
So, we interacted with each other on many, many occasions on the cricket field and outside the cricket field as well. You won't believe. We joined after I finished my art and graduated for one term. We both joined, he was doing his commerce, so I even did 3 months of commerce with him.
Okay.
At Netwari. So now when you talk about him, he was that sort of a person. Although he had played test cricket, he was striving to again get back into the team. He was also educating himself, and he was a very serious individual that way where his life was concerned. But on the cricket field, very gritty, very gutsy, and somebody that if he got into the fold, he would just not leave his wicket. He was super confident about his ability, and I think that's his story, to make it to that level.
Yeah. Sir, I would like to ask you one question. That uppercut of him has been very famous in Australia against Thompson and Lilly, that combination. So was that there? Was that already there in him? Had you experienced this type of cuts and shots
Yeah,
when you played with him during his early days?
yeah, of course. Because see, we played a lot of our matches on batting wickets as well.
Okay, yeah.
So even we practiced on batting wickets at Warrior College. There was a turf wicket, but there was also batting wicket. So and three of our matches, or at least 2 to 3 matches, used to be always on batting wickets, Ranji Trophy. Saurashtra, Gujarat, even in Maharashtra, except for Pune, all the other centers were batting wickets.
Okay.
So not only him, even I was used to I didn't do the slicing hits like he did, but we were all used to cutting and pulling. As a matter of fact, just for your information, his first scoring shot of Chetan Chauhan in Test cricket was a 6, by the way, against New Zealand in 1969. Yes, so we were used to that ball, short balls coming up to him, and then he mastered that stroke, which is now made very famous by Sachin Tendulkar, but actually Chetan Chauhan did that to Thomas and Lilly, and he also did it to Bob Willis at the Oval Test match as well in 1979. I think he was quite a good square cutter. That is one thing, and these Australians were feeding him there, and he was enjoying it. Unfortunately, he didn't get 100; he got 97. But that was it. But more than anything else, his defense, he was a very solid player. Very solid. He always said, Rajput hai yaar, hum to, but nothing will worry me. Nothing. Koi mujhe out nahi karega aise. And the tall scores that he got from Maharashtra were fabulous. One, I remember when we beat Bombay in 1973. I mean, for me, it was a great thing. I was a junior player. By the way, I had to sacrifice my wicket and get run out at 25.
Okay.
But he went on to make 180 odd runs, not out, and chased the Bombay score. All single-handedly he did it. And that was a victory against, Ajit Wadekar's side, Bombay side. With everybody there, with Sardesai and Gavaskar and Solkar and the whole lot, all present there. They just come back, if you remember, they were all very, they just won the series against West Indies, England, and they were all very established players, and to beat them at that time, and he did it single-handedly at Kolhapur. I think that's, as a junior cricketer, it just gave us so much confidence, because to be in a side that beat Bombay, after that, that scare of Bombay goes away. You will say, inke saath to hum log jeete hain ek baar. So he gave us that confidence.
Sir, he had been always, he has missed the century. I think 40 tests he has played, many scores about 90, above 90s. He was given out, in Pakistan on some 97 or 98. And so did he speak to you any time about his regret or not getting century in Test cricket?
No, never. See, he was not a fellow who would regret things. He's a very positive, he was a very positive individual. He was so happy to be in the Indian side and get back. Remember, he played in 69. And then after that, he again played nearly 10 years after.
That was...
So it's quite a long period. And so for him, and in all that period, he just kept on getting runs. So I don't think the century, I mean, always you want to get a century naturally. But the partnership that he had with Gavaskar, and he was finally the most successful partner of Sunil Gavaskar.
Absolutely.
And so it's not always just getting 100. It's also the runs that you keep on getting with your partner. I'm sure eternally he would have regretted just 3 runs here or 4 runs here. Something would have. I should have. He definitely deserved a few hundred. That's my bottom line.
Sir, but any one thing that deprived him of his 100 or any maybe some anxiety in 90s or something like that? Or
No,
just
somehow, once was when Sunil Gavaskar walked away, and I think his concentration got knocked out then.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just that your destiny is not there. You're not destined to make that 100.
Yeah.
I don't think because see, he was a very tall scorer where Ranji Trophy cricket was concerned, or where first class cricket was concerned, or Dilip Trophy. If Chetan got once he got it, he was very difficult to dislodge.
Yeah.
So it was not his temperament or patience. It was just one of those unlucky things that happen. It's just your destiny is not for it. And right as he got caught behind, so it would have been a good delivery. It would have been something that he would have intended to sort of. It was not like he lost his his cool and got out. He just got out to defensive shots.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get out to a cut and you get out to they're playing a stupid shot.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen to him. His greatest thing was his temperament. He had a fantastic temperament. He never lost his cool.
Yeah.
He had that Rajput sort of. He would put his chest out and sort of do an eye to eye with the bowler.
Yeah.
He did it to Dennis Lilly, so you can imagine.
Yeah.
I think he said a few words to him and then hit him for 2 fours.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
So he had lots of guts, but his temperament, he wouldn't even outside the cricket field or in the cricket field, you never found him sort of shouting, abusing, losing his cool.
Yeah.
He was a very, very, very cool individual. Very. Okay. Even if you remember when Sunil Gavaskar walked out, in Australia, if you remember Melbourne.
Yeah.
He was so reluctant to follow him.
Yeah.
Because he realized the importance, that if he gets out of that boundary, then they are out.
Yeah.
And so he was so slow in his approach.
Yeah.
Behind him.
Yeah.
Hoping that Sunil cools down, but he didn't lose his cool. He tried to sort of sedate Sunil.
Yeah.
And that was if you saw, he was walking so slowly behind him that the manager just in time.
Yeah.
So, a very cool individual. Very, very cool.
Yeah. Sir, just one last thing about him. Did he get a raw deal at the end of his career? He was dropped and there was some talk of, no, he was upset about that decision of selection committee of not continuing.
I think he was a little upset because he did mention it once to me, because he had done so well. He fought, like I said, 10 years getting runs to finally get a place in the side.
Yeah.
And then he got runs in Australia and he got, and I think he played just one match in New Zealand or something. And then next he didn't find himself in ever opening for India.
No, he was there in Pakistan after that. And after that, I
was with him in the England tour, and we had a wonderful time. As a matter of fact, he was not doing too well in England. This was before he went off to Australia.
Mm-hmm.
He went to Australia on 2 occasions.
81 also, yeah. Yeah.
Then we were in England together.
Okay.
And he was struggling. He was struggling for runs. And I remember the last test match at the Oval, second inning. If he had not got runs, then his career was over. More or less.
Okay.
And I remember I had a handkerchief which I thought was a lucky handkerchief.
Yeah.
And I gave it to him. And that was the closeness that we had. Okay. I gave him, I said, you just put this in your pocket and you'll get runs.
Okay.
And he got 70, if you remember. He got that 254. And and he got 70, and then he was he was there for the next series at Australia and Pakistan.
Yeah.
And went off. So it was. So I think I also will take a little credit for his success.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing.
I don't know whether he gave me the handkerchief back.
I wish we had given you. You could have also scored some one or two hundreds after that.
Yeah, I don't know. This who reminded me this of was Surinder Khanna recently. He told me, you remember you given me the handkerchief?
Yeah, okay.
I don't know whether he gave it back.
Yeah.
Maybe he took it with him to Australia and played all the series everywhere.
Yeah, and maybe handkerchief in his pocket, he became minister also.
Yeah. No, he was, so that is exactly what he was all about. See, to become then he went off to Australia. He settled down in Australia for 2-3 years.
Acha, okay.
He was married and he settled down there because he played club cricket in Australia.
Okay.
And then he came back and he became a member of parliament and all that. And then finally a minister in UP. So we were always in touch with each other, always. And he was always helpful, always there, if there was any need, if I required. Even in Delhi, I knew one thing, that I could go into the stadium and actually watch a match.
Oh, yeah.
He would get me the pass.
Okay. Yeah, amazing. Yeah. So, sir, from one cool person to another cool person, MS Dhoni.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. So who was more cooler, according to you?
I think both were equally cool because, Chetan as the captain, he didn't captain Maharashtra when I was there.
Okay.
Because we had Chandu Borde and then it was Chandu Borde was there, then Madhu Gupte became the captain as well.
Okay.
But so he didn't captain us, but he used to captain us in the club side.
Okay.
So he was very cool even then. He would never lose his cool on anything.
Okay.
And yes, Dhoni, I think the biggest plus about Dhoni is his temperament. And one doesn't know because he's so silent as an operator that one doesn't know what's actually going through his mind. And that's a wonderful trait for a leader.
Absolutely. Yeah. Sir, coming to Dhoni now, because it's one of the biggest news in the last week.
Yes.
And everyone many people might have expected it. So did you expect it?
I knew that it was his days were numbered. That we all knew. That I think he was there more because of the World Cup T20, which he thought if he did well in the IPL, then he would have enough time to practice and get back and maybe get into the Indian T20 side, which is a format that I think he's just suitable for. He's just bred in the purple for. And because that didn't happen because of the COVID, the World Cup didn't take place. Now it's going to take place next year.
Yeah.
And he has not played for over a year. One did get a feeling that I thought he may announce it after how this year's IPL goes through.
Okay.
But as usual, he's a totally unpredictable captain.
Yeah.
He has his bowling changes, his field placements, and his attitude is only totally different from us normal fellows.
Absolutely.
And he did that exactly with his retirement as well.
Yeah.
But he's done such great service for Indian cricket, and he's been such a wonderful leader.
Absolutely.
And I think India was very fortunate to have him at the helm.
Yeah. Sir, about once in an interview he recently said that he never gets those goosebumps and all, he is that type of person, and in that World Cup, also Wankhede Stadium, only once he got those feel that type of feeling when people were chanting Vande Mataram, and he said. So I think what this quality of cricketer have, is it any extraordinary that made the difference to his career?
Yeah, I think because if you don't have that, maybe, the reason being, this is the same with Kapil Dev, by the way.
Okay.
It's exactly the same. I don't think the word nervousness comes into their dictionary.
Yeah.
Maybe they're so, they've come from such a background and they've fought so hard for what they've achieved.
Yeah.
That they do not feel nervous about losing it. They're just so confident about themselves.
Yeah.
That I'm going there. I don't know. It's a very funny sort of. It's a very lovely question you asked me.
Yeah.
Because I found that in Kapil Dev and I found that in Dhoni as well.
Yeah.
They don't seem to be nervous. They seem to be.
Yeah.
They just go there and play shots and play as if it was that they're playing in the backyard, in the garden. Like when we would go in, I'm telling you, we would get every nervousness.
Yeah.
Signal. We would say, I hope we'll be able to, play the first ball at least.
Yeah.
Going as if they were going, to have fun, like a walk in the park.
Yeah.
And I think that sort of a temperament
is extraordinary.
I agree with you that not been the success story.
Yeah, you said rightly, sir, because many people might not know that Kapil Dev was also like him. Even we have seen Sachin getting nervous. We have seen Dravid getting nervous. We have seen
because all of us would think about the eventualities.
Yeah.
I hope I don't get out. I hope I don't get a zero.
Yeah.
Even Sunil Gavaskar, I hope I get my quick first run.
Yeah.
I'm not out on zero.
Yeah.
I don't think ever they don't feel it, and I've seen that with Kapil Dev once when I was watching him play golf. He was exactly like that. I mean, I was saying, "Oh, ye bahut lamba putt hai." He said, "नहीं, अंदर चला जाएगा."
So that Richard's catch, is one of the examples of that he took in World Cup because he was so good.
Everyone would have shivered at that time.
Yeah.
He knew that he would catch it.
Yeah.
With Dhoni and the World Cup, you knew that he's going to finish with a six. I don't know. There was when they reached to that point, you knew that if the ball is picked up, he's going to hit it out of the ground. Precisely that.
Yeah. Sir,
not worried about. He was not worried about getting out or getting caught, and that was his innings. He was whatever time I watched him bat, he was never bothered about losing his wicket.
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, sir. Actually, recently, Sunil Gavaskar made a comment actually about Dhoni that he said a very emotional comment he made. When I would be leaving this world, the last thing I want to do is watch his six out of the ground in the World Cup.
Oh wow!
Wow! So
what a wonderful
tribute.
And we've forgotten about Kapil Dev sixes against Zimbabwe.
Yeah. Absolutely.
No. It was like putting the cherry on the cake.
Yeah.
So for the whole of India in 2011, finally you put the last cherry on the cake, and that's exactly what Dhoni did when he hit that six. To get India across the line with such a flourish.
Yeah.
It was like it gave India that we are the forward-thinking India. The aggressive India. Suddenly, from the docile India in the cricket field, we became an aggressive India.
Yeah.
And that is a statement that six actually made for Indian cricket.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir, everybody knows, everyone knows, all cricket lovers know what Dhoni has done for India. Know what, how he has played, how was he keeping, how fast athlete he was between the wickets. All those things everyone knows. So, any
Yeah.
one thing you would like to say about Dhoni, which maybe you think people don't know?
I see. Firstly, I think he was very ugly to watch when he defended the ball.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And but one didn't realize that when he defended the ball, he played the ball so late. See, he was
Yeah.
not a conventional forward defensive player. But when he
Mm-hmm.
played, he depended a lot on his eye and his footwork, and he played very late. The
Mm-hmm.
only other chap I've seen who played the ball so late was actually Javed Mianda.
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah.
And yeah, and Dhoni, looked a little ugly when he played. He didn't have the grace of let's say Rohit Sharma.
Yeah, yeah. Correct.
He didn't have that grace, but the way he played, he played so late. That was something which was remarkable. I remember writing on it and also talking about it.
Yeah.
That people don't realize because he plays it so late
Yeah.
that he's getting that extra 6-8 inches more than everyone else
Okay.
is trying to hit the ball. And his other great thing was that he had such powerful forearms
Mm-hmm.
that even the balls which were which to scoop it and to hit it out of the ground,
Mm.
you needed that sort of timing and power.
Mm.
I don't know, maybe he played a lot of gilli danda when he was young, but he is that his shot, even at that time, he could bring in that power and timing
Yeah.
to be able to hit it out of the ground or hit it very powerfully, because sometimes Yorker and all, you cannot time the ball as well as he used to do it. Even balls which were Yorkers, he could
Absolutely.
scoop them. It was unbelievable. So his right hand was extremely powerful,
Mm.
and he could organize his stroke through his right hand. He was not a left-hand player at all. He was more of a right-hand player.
Mm-hmm.
Even his defense was right-hand. If you saw.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
And,
Okay.
and we were always taught in cricket that cricket is played with your left hand for a right-hand batsman.
Okay.
And you should be playing it, the right hand.
Yeah.
The right hand is just a supporting hand.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. It's a very good observation, sir.
This chap he changed the whole concept. Now everyone is playing these sort of shots.
Acha.
and I mean it's and that's what I think that technique of his was it was nobody could have taught him. It was his ingrown technique which he mastered fantastically well.
Yeah. Yeah. Sir,
His famous shot.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Helicopter.
Helicopter shot. Now, have you ever thought of anyone hitting? Now people are hitting it. Even the youngsters are trying to imitate it.
Yeah.
But look at the power. Look at the backlift he used to get. And he's a heavy bat. He lifted that bat as if he was bringing an axe down on the ball. He would have broken the ball into two. That sort of.
Yeah.
I mean, you need real solid power for something like that.
Yeah, sir, helicopter shot. Recently, I saw a video of Vishwanath, and they said actually this was invented by J.R. Vishwanath in one of his.
Vishwanath played it, but played it along the ground.
Okay, yeah.
He didn't scoop it into the stand.
Okay, yeah. That is amazing. Yeah, that is amazing.
That needs a lot of strength.
Yeah. Sir, recently also I read an article on MS Dhoni in Midday, where he has been slightly criticized for his not being good to media, maybe slightly arrogant, or maybe not that media-friendly person. So, what is your opinion on it?
Yeah, I think it's an individual's. He was a captain, and the press wanted to naturally wanted him much more in the to interact with him.
Okay.
But he has always been a very sort of a quiet gentleman. What I can see, I mean, I don't know him at all, but I have seen him, during IPL. I've seen him during cricket matches.
Yeah.
Interacting with him when we have a function or something of that nature. He's, he was always in his room. I would ask people, where is Dhoni? They'll say, no, he's normally in his room. He doesn't socialize. So
Okay.
he was not like a front runner on a flamboyant personality. He didn't want to showcase himself too much.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
maybe he was not comfortable with the press. Maybe that may be one of the reasons that he didn't feel it necessary that he should be there and in explaining things to the press.
Okay.
Because I mean, I believe that was the thing. So the press, they have taken it badly because they didn't get enough opportunity to interact with him. And even now, I mean, look at he's made these statements. Where is he? You don't see him on television trying to showcase why I left, what did I do, why should I would have done this. There was no press conference even for that. He just said, I'm retiring on his Instagram or something. I mean, most people would make a ho-ha and a big show and get all the press people, make an announcement or have a match that everybody is there, and then you say thank you to everyone. But he's gone off quietly, and I'm telling you, he's one of those guys who's an introvert. I don't think he's one that people have wrongly sort of judged him. Because especially the press, and maybe that's why they are criticizing him about this. But I mean, each individual is different. See, we want him to do well in the cricket field and to lead the side well. I think that's more important than him coming to the press and making a showcase of. So, I think it is wrong for people to judge him in this manner.
Yeah. Sir, one more thing, you would agree maybe that he never played for the statistics, maybe, because he retired from the Test cricket after around 90 plus tests. So he would have easily been achieved that 100 test target. So, but he never bothered about all those things. What do you feel?
Just that's his character. That's what he's made up of. Kapil Dev, these are all people. They're just natural cricketers.
Yeah.
And I think everything comes so easy to them.
Yeah.
and numbers become just something that you and I talk about.
Yeah.
That averages and numbers.
Yeah.
I don't think he would even know what his average is of Test cricket. He would, because for him winning the match and doing well for India was more important than looking at this. What did I do? What was the average? Those are for bookworms to think about.
Absolutely.
Therefore, I think it's 90 or 80 or 70 or 100. He was so happy to be playing for India. I think that was more important than getting all these so many matches under his belt.
Yeah, absolutely. Sir, just last question about Dhoni. What is your guess that he is going to do now? Because nobody knows what he is going to do now. And so what do you feel, or what is your guess? Let's see whether your guess is going to be correct.
We definitely know one thing. He will be riding his bike at full speed. and his cars, he likes cars and bikes, so he will be enjoying himself.
Okay.
I feel he will do a lot of good work for India as such. When India is concerned, like he did something for the army. I think he will do a lot of good work, and wonderful to have the Prime Minister write such a wonderful letter to him. I mean, I don't think he would have written such a letter to anyone else. That makes you even more of a patriot than anybody else. I'm sure he'll do a lot for the betterment of India as such. forget Indian cricket, India as such. I don't know about cricket so much as I think about his love for his country, and I think he'd do a lot on that. But at present, he's going to be playing the CSK, and Dhoni, without a care in the world, can be a very dangerous player.
That's a interesting statement.
Now he doesn't have to worry about World Cups and selections and now you may expect him to become like the old Dhoni. Who's go there and hit the first ball for a six.
Oh yeah. You said it. No.
With no responsibility of anything, he's just going to be a captain. He'll be a lovely, fun-loving captain.
Yeah.
And basically, he's going to enjoy himself.
Okay.
And as CSK Srinivasan has already said, that he's going to play for us as long as he wants to play.
Oh.
I think he'll have a lovely time. He'll enjoy himself he would have like you would say, a summer holiday. Every IPL would be a summer holiday for him.
Yeah.
we go to England for our summer holidays. We go to play IPL. Enjoy himself.
Yeah. That's excellent. Speaking to you about Dhoni, sir, just was last 1 or 2 questions about Raina, that he has also retired, and so were you surprised or were you expecting it?
Raina has not been there for 2 years, so I think maybe both of them having coffee together must have said, Dekho, you're announcing, then give me 1 hour, then after that I will do it.
Achha.
So, first time at least Raina batted after him, after Dhoni. We normally would have batted before him. So yeah, Raina's also done wonderfully well for Indian cricket. He's a wonderful fielder.
Yeah.
Good timer of the ball, very good timer of the ball. And he's also given a lot to Indian cricket. And again, these are 2 players who could, and remember in IPL, he's I think the highest scorer in IPL cricket.
Okay.
So the maximum runs he's got.
Okay.
So again, there's 2 people.
I think he has got most success in T20, I think. That record is with him, I think.
And I think, they're going to enjoy themselves. And I think this will be quite a threat to other teams. Because, when you're not bothered about anything, you play much easier. You play with much more of a free mind. And they're more concerned now with their family. And, they're very relaxed in their mental approach to the game. And one hopes well for Raina. See, they both will keep on playing till they are fit.
Yeah.
And both of them are quite hardworking, and they're quite a lot on the fitness. So the old man's army, as they call the CSK, is still a very big threat for anybody.
Actually, Raina was called as a Greg Chappell's, means Greg Chappell's find or something like that. So,
Greg Chappell loved it.
Chappell
loved it. I know he spoke to me about Raina, and he was very fond of Raina.
Okay.
And at one time, I thought maybe he'll find Raina a wife as well. He was so fond of him.
Okay.
But he had very good words to say about Raina and his commitment to the game and his fielding and his batting.
Okay.
So, and then somebody like Greg Chappell recognizes it and praises you. It's a great honor.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sir.